Start recording. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivikasa Swamini Namane. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamini Namane. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gauri Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Gam Karti Vachalam Mangalam Gayati Grimit Kripatabham Vande Shri Guruvim Taranam Ramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Pakisha Yasya Vadane Lakshmi Yasya Sapakshasya Shaste Hare Samvetam Narsimham Bham Bhajet. Yasya Deve Parabhaktir Yatha Deve Tatha Guru Tasya Te Kadita Yarta Prakashante Mahapana. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Kadale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namaha. Yonta Pravishya Mamam Prasuptam Sanjeeva Yatya Akila Shakti Dharasvadhamanyam Chahasrachana Shravanatuladi Prana Namo Bhagavate Prashaya. Shri Guru Harivanya Krishna Chitto Vichinto Parita Pitrigeha Danda Samsara Pupaha Rubhajana Sukabdo Majjina Samsavishwa Vijayati Vikaso Bhakti Purvo Yitindra. Hare Krishna Hare Hare. Yes, Prabhu, you can start reading. Just a second. Just a second. Just 1 second. यार टाइम क्यों लग रहा है? Okay, Prabhu, you can read.
In brief, if we live a simple life with Krishna conscious thinking, there will be no scarcity. As Srila Prabhupada wrote, one farm-based disciple, you have enough milk, you have enough fresh produce, you have good association, you have fresh air, you have spiritual life. Practically speaking, the needs of your life are fulfilled. Happiness assured. My program is assured happiness. Have your own food grown, keep cows, have your own crops, chant Hare Krishna. Don't go to the city. That is my determination. The hellish city. This happy life was to be practical preaching for the world to see by our example that life can be lived naturally, peacefully, if one is self-sufficient with land, some cows, and chanting Hare Krishna. We can have a great many such communities all over the world so that the people everywhere can see how, by leading a pure and simple life of Krishna consciousness, all one's needs in life can be satisfied. Actually, the so-called civilization of the Kali Yuga, with its over-industrialization, has not been able to give man the happiness he is seeking. Our next program will be to organize farming land to set an example to the whole world as to how people can be peaceful, happy, and free from all anxieties simply by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and living an honorable life in Krishna consciousness. The Krishna consciousness movement is establishing various farms, especially in America, to show how to be happy and content with minimum necessities of life and to save time for self-realization, which one can very easily achieve by chanting Mahamantra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama, Hare Hare.
Be self-sufficient, so that these rascals may see how one can live very peacefully, eating food grains and drinking milk and chanting Hare Krishna. This is our mission. Not all devotees will be preachers, but all can cultivate Krishna consciousness on the farms. Doing so will be indirect preaching, as people will notice and want to follow. It is my dream to have such a perfect community established fully in Krishna consciousness so that the people of your community may have a right example of what the natural way of life or pure spiritual living is. Our ideal Vedic community will attract everyone on its own merit. You have to set up real human society in a small scale so people will see, yes, make an example. What is actually human life? Some of them, those who are intelligent, will see, yes, here is life. Live locally and be self sufficient. They will see that it is possible to live locally and still be highly cultured men. Make life very simple. Simple living, high thinking, and always conscious to go back to home, back to Krishna. That is life. Not this is of simply machine. If you show a practical example of how you are living a simple life and how you are advanced in Krishna consciousness, then people will learn from you, will try to follow you, and will be happy. Develop the farms
Okay.
nicely.
Prabhu,
Yeah.
Prameya Prabhu. See,
Yes.
because you are living a simple life in the from the city, so you can explain your experience to the devotees here in this panel, so that they will know. And for the time being, I can introduce you. So this is he's our beloved god brother, Prameya Prabhu. He stays in West Bengal with cows, and he's living on the farm. Uh, and with simple living and very high thinking, he is the perfect example for that. And I'm very fortunate that actually I met him long back in 2018 or 19 when he got initiated. When you got initiated, about 2019, I suppose.
No,
18 or 19.
20,
20.
23. Yeah.
23.
Yes.
Yeah, I was there in the. I think I gave the class, initiation class, I think that day. Or
Yes.
yeah, I remember. And
Yeah.
you purchased the whole set of Prabhupada Maharaj
Yes.
books
Yes.
that day. So at that time itself, I didn't know, but after that I met Prabhuji, and you can tell your experience how you are living, Prabhu, so that it will be a great example for others.
Yes.
So what Prabhupada has read here, so you can briefly, so this Prabhupada is saying simply machine. You have practical, have to live simple life, and how you are advanced in Krishna consciousness. Then people will learn from you. So you can explain a little bit, some at least for 5 minutes.
Yes. So thank you for giving me the chance to share. So this is very necessity because nowadays those who are living in the cities and those who are working in the cities or in IT field in any company. So how much stress we are getting. So when I started almost 7 years back, because I have my own house was there in my villages. So there is a the मिट्टी का घर जो बोलता है soil.
मतलब आपका घर कहाँ है, मतलब कहाँ पे है, प्लेस कहाँ है,
वो
where was your
वो
house in village?
वो हुगली डिस्ट्रिक्ट में ही है जहाँ पे वहाँ से थोड़ा दो तीन चीज है जहाँ पे हमारा भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर का भी एक नामक प्रोग्राम वहाँ पे करता था उस टाइम से तो
You
उसको
can
भी
explain
हम
in English, Prabhu. You can explain in English
so
because there are devotees who don't.
yeah, so in there this is from Mayapur. It's taking 120 kilometer from the Mayapur. So this is a very good village. So there is also in the ancient culture is also there in our Vaishnava culture. Even Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to come there, and there is a Namhatta program, and that place is still there. So I have started my journey in 2018. So that time I was in IIT Bombay. So from that I realized that everything is in my village. So why I am going for job and all that. So that's why I'm started
Very good.
my agriculture. So I didn't know anything, but I have seen from my childhood. My father was a police department, but still my father was doing agriculture. So in this way, I have just relate all these things, whatever I have reading the Prabhupada's books. So that's why I came back from Bombay and started my farm. So
You're working. You're working
yeah, I
in
am
Bombay.
also. Yeah, that time I was doing research, and as a research engineer, I was doing there in the IIT Bombay Computer Science Lab. So there,
Oh,
after
IIT
that,
Bombay. You're in IIT Bombay. Yeah?
yes, yes.
So all the
So
IITians, you should go to Pune and give your seminar, Prabhu. How you are living? You should go to Kolkata and you should jolt the IITians and the people who are going and preaching and telling to making them brahmacharis or grahasthas. You should actually IITs, NITs, and all. There's so many students are there. You should go there and preach.
no, my intention is I am not going anywhere. The people will come to
That's
my
okay.
place,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
they
I'm just
can
telling.
realize because the
Yeah,
now
yeah, that's great.
because yeah, the so many years the people are even the devotee community they are also trying. We must come back to the village, and I have to do simple living, high thinking. But practical is no one is doing. Okay. So that's
Mm,
why I
mm.
started because whatever problem may arise, then I can solve. So being an engineer, that is the
Okay.
my uh, first intention was the problem solving. Okay, so so it's a long story, but
Mm,
this is very practical and very necessities. So I am convincing many people so that those who are trying to start, I am suggesting them that please come to our place, and this is not the any theoretical things. If I tell if this is the process and you can go and start, it is not possible. You have to stay
mm,
sometimes, you have to see, you have to learn, and you can
mm,
realize, then only it's possible. Because suppose
mm,
the cow protection is not like the some cows will keep and will feed them, that's all. No, because we have to we have to always keep with the cows, then you can realize that how satagun uh, how we can cultivate the satagunas. So first we
mm,
freedom to the cows. Okay. So after that
mm,
sufficient food, then we can serve to the cows. So that cow now revealed uh, all these things. So everything is there. Even I learned so many things, how to how to eat, how to grow, how to everything means the cow is our. Even I started whatever we have all regional cows. Not I am hiring from any Gir or Saibal. No, I have started my
mm.
regional desi cows. So in this way, I
Yeah,
have
Bengal,
started.
from Bengal.
Yeah, Bengalis. Yeah.
Mm,
So and another thing is that when we started the cultivation for the agriculture, I have just poured the cow dung and cow urine, but lots of negative things is coming out because the when we giving the cow dung, cow urine, then result will not exactly what we actually were uh, trying to do. So then we can try to research what is the problem behind it, and in this way. So in this way, I have learned so many things. I have read all the ancient literatures and all that. Then now, after
mm,
4 to 5 years, after that I can
mm.
get the solution. That this is okay. So there is no hard and fast rules, but another thing is that parallelly, if those who are grihastha, so the next generation they can learn from the childhood. Otherwise, it's not possible. Then it will be the artificial things. So artificially, you cannot do anything. Another thing is that if we do the agriculture cultivation and all that in a remote place, means in a place where any villagers is not there, then it will not work. Okay, so my intention is that there is a lots of village in our place. So I have created one model so that villagers will attract that things, and because villagers profession is the agriculture and cow protection. Okay, so if we preach that village, so you can do in this way, you can get benefit, then that people will attract and will do in this manner. So it will be very easy way. Otherwise, what happened, we have to always go for the city and collect money and put this village. It is not possible. With long run, it's not use. So those who are interested, come to the one place and learn, then you can do in your own place, or we can do together, because it's a community approach. We have to do together, otherwise it's impossible.
How many devotees are with you, Prabhu? How many devotees are with you? You are alone, or your family, or
My
you have
full
some...
family, my full family, and parallelly I am doing preaching 10 villages, so that we can getting the...
How big is your family? How big is your family? You, your brothers, sisters,
No,
somebody else?
my sister husbands, and my family, father, mother, my 2 sons, and my wife.
Very
Okay,
good,
so
very good. At least it is a cooperative effort, because
yes,
their
yes,
cooperation is also required for this very much.
yes. And still I am doing job because for the
I can understand.
infrastructure I have to earning money.
Yeah, I can understand. I can
But
understand. You need money for some basic necessities over there.
yes,
Immediately, you can't
yes,
satisfy everything. You can't
yes,
live like that. Yeah, but
yes,
still something you have to do it. Yeah, but
yes,
still your effort is very much lauded, Prabhu. I'm very much happy that you have such a great godbrother. So actually, Guru Maharaj knows all these things. What you're doing, I
yes, yes.
think Guru Maharaj would
Last
have
time in the Mayapur we have visited, and so meet Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj asked me how is your farm and all that going on. So Maharaj is very happy. So Maharaj will visit
You know,
sometimes after coming.
some of our godbrothers also know that you are doing it. Some of the senior godbrothers, like so at least Sabyasachi Prabhu, at least some of the devotees, they know it. You are doing it something.
No.
Sabyasachi Prabhu doesn't know, Prabhu?
I think I know. I am the only person I know you doing it, because I saw in your Facebook also some photos, videos, and all. Very happy to see that. You can share that link on the group so that it will be useful, so that other devotees can see. And there are so many youngsters over here in our some panel, so they will learn what is what. Of course, they have their own parameters, how to do everything, how to do it, but still they will take some inspiration, some lesson from this.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhu, continue to read. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Because we are reading from the book, so if it would be class, then you would have continued to speak. But because it is from the book, so sorry.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Prabhu. You can read, Prabhu. Develop the farm nicely from there. Hare Krishna.
I'll continue.
Yes, Prabhu, because you're experienced in this farm community, so I want you to read so that it will be realized. You know, if I read, I don't have any realization as such practically. So if you are a person, you can anytime if you think that this is what I realized, I'm doing it, you can stop and explain for 2-3 minutes and then continue also. I do sometimes, but because you are a main person, so that's why you are come somehow here in this panel. So that's why I'm requesting you to continue.
So develop the farm nicely. So by example, what it means, plain living and high thinking. If you can maintain a perfect community of plain living, high thinking, that is sufficient. We do not canvass, but naturally they will see that this is convenient. That is part of our business to preach, but our main business is to practice personally. Not that everyone will be preacher, but at least let his own life be perfect. People are searching after an alternative. Gradually, this peaceful new Vrindavan life will attract them. In August 1977, toward the end of his sojourn in this world, Srila Prabhupada started the vital role of farm projects in his plans for chanting the world. Changing the world. Sorry. Book distribution and farms, these are our solid programs. They can change the whole world. The whole foundation of animal civilization can be destroyed. If I have hope for still living, I wanted to organize the farms, make them perfect, simple living and high thinking. The next day, he added to his another movement defining comment. I have only done 50% of what I want to do. The farms have to be done. If they are established, Varnashrama will be established. This is the next aspect of Krishna consciousness, which I wish to push forward. If I am able to travel again, then I shall visit the farms and make them perfect. On these farms, we can demonstrate the full Varnashrama system. In the cities, we are interested for preaching, but we cannot present the ideal Varnashram system. This is only possible at the farms, so they are very important. Some basic guidelines: no machines or trucks which are death personified. No need for electricity or speedy travel. A major purpose of Krishna conscious farms is to save time for engaging in activities aimed at self-realization. It is my
One thing,
ambition.
Prabhu,
Yes.
one thing. Just wanted to ask. There, Prabhupada is saying no machines or trucks which are dead person. So, what are you doing for electricity, machines, trucks, all these little things which you are habituated in the cities so much. So, how you are trying to do that in your like in the midst of this one? You are working outside also for something, but at least you are in the farm also. So, how you are doing? How you are managing? Experience, practical experience.
Yeah, so I am trying to do, suppose I have a 2 acre land. Okay. So 1 acre land
Okay.
I am trying to do in a bullock cart or like plow. Okay. So and machine also I am also using the machine, because sometimes what happened nowadays in the villages, no one is doing this type of things. Okay. So that's why we need, we need a preaching. We need a very good preaching, so that they can understand what is the value. Another thing is that those who have already this type of things is still there. We have to encourage them. We have to look after them. Even we have to give some money and material help, whatever necessary they have, so that they can keep their these things. Another thing. Okay, so in this way we can do. So that's why we need so many devotees, for at least initially, if we'll come here and at least 2 months, 1 month, whatever they have some time, so that we can teach them, we can help them, so that this type of things will be keep their activities. So this is very necessary. And another thing is the electricity. Me also, my family also trying to do in a very early morning. We can get up and finish our rounds, and after that do Mangalaratis and Bhagavatam class. Then we'll do the cooking and all that. So in this way, by the evening we have completed our all the works. Then we go to sleep. So in this way, we are making an example, so that the people can attract that everything they are doing. And after that, the cow seva is also there. So I did in the such a way, so that it's a very simple service. It is not a very complicated. We have one fancy. So all the cows is keeping there. There is just some shade, and all the grains, and we keep giving the 1 and 2 hours. So in this way, I am trying to do.
Okay, continue to read.
A major purpose of Krishna conscious farms is to save time for engaging in activities aimed at self-realization. It is my ambition that all devotees may remain self-independent by producing vegetables, grains, milk, fruits, flowers, and by weaving their own cloth in handlooms. This simple life is very nice. Simple village life saves times for other engagement like chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Srila Prabhupada preached not only to his disciples about these principles, but to regular farmers also at public programs in Mauritius and Sanand,
Mauritius.
Mauritius and Sanand, Gujarat. Srila Prabhupada exhorted the local people to remain in the village and not shift to the city, right? To stop growing cash crops, sugarcane and tobacco respectively, to live a simple life, subsisting on what they could produce from the land, and to become fully Krishna conscious. It might have seemed incongruous, unnecessary, and maybe even imposing that a spiritual leader on a brief visit should proffer such advice. Yet Srila Prabhupada had a mission, and a major part of his vision was social reform, including agricultural reform. He called not only for dynamic heroes as preachers, but also for peaceful, contented residents of farms. With increasing insistence, Srila Prabhupada called upon his followers to establish rural communities. In 1974, he wrote, "It is not necessary that every temple have a farm, but in 1976, every center must have a farm. In 1977, at any cost, do it."
Prabhu, just I wanted to ask you something over here. Just in that quote, Prabhupada is saying, be self-independent by producing vegetables, grains. Okay, you're producing grains. What about vegetables, fruits, and milk you have? But flowers, how do you doing that about that? How you are getting the vegetable? Because in villages, getting vegetables is tough. It is becoming tough like anything. In cities,
Yes.
they are putting a lot of urea, all these things to get GMF, genetically modified food and all. They're giving injections to the cows for more milk and all. So how are you getting this done?
No, say I have a small place. So there is some 7-8 katha. Katha means you can understand. So in front there is my the vegetable gardens. Okay, this kitchen garden, and my house is now become a temple, and the rest of the portion was the my gosala. Okay, so in this way, I am doing the seasonal vegetables is producing the whole year seasonal vegetables. Okay, and I have I now next plan is my the biogas will install very shortly, and there is another thing is that the for electricity there is a solar panel. Okay, so then my total place will be the fully independent, means I don't go for anywhere for anything. So there is a milk, there is a vegetables, there is a sufficient water and electricity, everything is there.
Water, so how do you get? You have wells, wells that's still there.
No, we have a that is called pump. So
pump.
and the hand call is also there. Hand call and pump.
Okay.
So in Corona period, I didn't go anywhere. We all the families staying together, so there is no problem at all.
In Andhra Pradesh, in Andhra Pradesh, still we have so much of availability for wells. You know, there are people who can, मतलब कुआं खोदने के लिए लोग होते हैं. There are people who can dig wells for the farms, for the agricultural field, and also for the necessities of the household necessities. So the big they have this they can walk through. They have big logs wherein the farmer can walk, and then the big log can go inside, and they can fetch the water from down. So I have seen personally in my grandfather's house how they do it. They walk and they have big wells. So they do it in they did it in when I was 80s, 90s, 2000s. I'm speaking about. Now also they are having. Now the canals have come in West Godavari, East Godavari districts, and all the canals have come. But previously they had big wells, and they were fetching water very nicely. And they in Kurmagram, I have seen how they have wells. In my house also, in my grandmother's house, they still have well, and that is being preserved since 300, 400, 500 years. And that well is giving water since 500 years. And, yeah.
Yes, but in my place there is a not well at all, well so many, but the hand pump is available every house. Hand pump. Okay.
Okay, Prabhu. Continue.
So our business is not farming.
No, nevertheless. Oh, that is
Nevertheless,
nevertheless.
Nevertheless, Srila Prabhupada warned devotees to keep a proper perspective on farm projects and Varnashama. The aim is not to become farmers, but to become a Krishna conscious. Our business is not farming. Our business is to spread Krishna consciousness. So we should take whatever policy is suitable in favor of Krishna consciousness. Farm opening is not essential, but if you can do it conveniently, then do it. The Varnashama system is for convenience sake in the material world. It has nothing to do with spiritual life. Acceptance of Varnashram means a little easy progress to spiritual life. Otherwise, it has no importance to us. For example, all my European and American disciples have no Varnashram position. But because they have followed the rules and regulations and also my instructions, their spiritual advancement is being appreciated by everyone. Always remember that Varnashram life is a good program for material life and it helps one in spiritual life. But spiritual life is not depend upon it. This comment might seem to contradict much else that Srila Prabhupada said about Varnashram Dharma. The harmonization is that although Varnashram Dharma is not of ultimate importance, it is of immediate importance for persons in the material world to help them ascend to the spiritual platform. Srila Prabhupada variously summarized the farm mission. This farm project is especially for the devotees to grow their own food, cotton also, to make their own clothes, and keeping cows for milk and fatty products. Our mission is to protect our devotees from unnecessary heavy work to save time for advancing in Krishna consciousness. This is our mission. There is no question of profit, but if easily there are surplus products, then we can think of trading. Otherwise, we have no such intention. We want a temple, a goshala, and agriculture. No luxuries. Live a very simple life and save time for chanting Hare Krishna. That is my desire. Don't waste time for bodily comforts. You have got this body. You have to eat something. You have to cover yourself. So produce your own food and produce your own cloth. Don't waste time for luxury and chant Hare Krishna. This is success of life. In this way, organize as far as possible. Save time, chant Hare Krishna. On one occasion, explaining it with reference to Bhagavad Gita. Krishi Goraksha Banijam Vaishya Karma Shabhavacha. Where there is agriculture, there must be cows. That is our mission. Cow protection and agriculture, and if there is excess trade, this is a no-profit scheme. For the agriculture, we want to produce our own food and we want to keep cows for our own milk. The whole idea is that we are ISKCON, a community to be independent from outside help. And he ordered, simply expand this idea, Krishi Goraksha Vanijam.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Actually, the Prabhupada is saying here that the whole idea is that we are ISKCON, a community to be independent from outside help.
Yes.
But generally, we see that the whole ISKCON temples, devotees are dependent fully on outsiders. Can you
Yes.
imagine how it is going on nowadays? So
Yes.
they are fully It would, DPs are dependent on outside food, devotees are dependent, brahmacharis are dependent, everything is dependent on outside. So
Yes,
this
that is the
is
issue. Even in not in a ISKCON, even in the villagers also dependent on the city nowadays.
mm,
So that's why we have to learn how to do the agriculture, because they are always going for the shop for taking the chemical farm, means
yeah,
fertilizers
urea,
and
fertilizers.
urea and all that. Okay, even there, and now last 1 year I learned how to do all these things, because everybody is going to the that shop. So what should that this is the problem. So how can I manage these things? Then the shop man giving the, okay, you can do this. So they are they sell for their product, na. So they cannot give them the solution that what is the easy way to you can resolve. So that I can nowadays I can realize and I can understand. So how to manage how to fertile the soil. Soil nature I can understand. I can understand what is the required for the nutrition. Even from my agriculture and from my go seva, I can learn how our health condition, why getting so many disease and all these things. So what is the reason behind it? So we need in a human life there is a we need carbohydrate, protein, fat, phytochemicals, fiber, vitamin, minerals, water. So these things we need require. If we not giving these things, then you'll get a trouble. And what time we should take the food, and so in this all these things I can learn through this.
Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. Can I
Farms,
request others to read, Prabhu?
yes.
So that, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Shyam Swarup Prabhu, you can read, please. Shyam Swarup? I don't know, he's not there. Kartikeya, you can read.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes. Farms to replicate Vrindavan. Not only did Srila Prabhupada want to send people to Goloka Vrindavan, he also wanted to manifest Vrindavan in this world by Krishna conscious farm projects based on the Vrindavan ideal, simple living with cow protection and Krishna in the center. In New Vrindavan, you should live in such an ideal way that people will learn what is actually human life, what is human civilization, what it is meant for. That we have to teach to the world. Srila Prabhupada specifically wanted to develop New Vrindavan such that devotees in America could avail of the atmosphere of the Vrindavan manifest in India. Western boys and girls are taking to Krishna consciousness, and they should have a place like Vrindavan. Swami Kirtananand, who went to Vrindavan with me 2 years ago, knows what Vrindavan is like. So I have instructed him to construct at least 7 temples. In Vrindavan, there are 5,000 temples of Radha Krishna, but the most important temples are seven, established by the Goswamis. Our program is to live in New Vrindavan, depend on agriculture and cows as an economic solution, and peacefully execute Krishna consciousness. Chant Hare Krishna, that is the Vrindavan scheme.
Yeah, 2 3 days back, I just mentioned this to devotees. If devotees remember, I mentioned that there is a letter by. This is a letter to actually to Haigriva Prabhu, if I am not wrong. Just wanted to see. It's in Science of Civilization. But there is a letter to Haigriva Prabhu also mentioning that in Vrinda, because Haigriva Prabhu was there with Kirtananand Maharaj in New Vrindavan. And Prabhupada wanted 7 temples of Vrindavan to be established because they are the main temples among 5,000 temples of of Radha Krishna. So Prabhupada wanted that, but in the further also, Prabhupada also wanted a program to live depending on agriculture and cows as an economic solution, as Prabhupada writes here. So that is being neglected, but they want to construct temples because people like temples. So both should be there. Yes. Yes, Prabhuji, please continue.
However, the Vrindavan scheme is not restricted to one location. Speaking at ISKCON's new Talavan farm in America, Srila Prabhupada certified, "This is Vrindavan." He continued, There
Okay,
is.
one second. I had an opportunity. Dvibhuj Prabhu, Prabhupada disciple, is there in New Vrindavan. He also does herbal medicines. Also, he's a very beautiful devotee. I have. Thank you, Apramay Prabhu, for sharing the Facebook link. And devotees, if they want to see what Prabhuji is doing, it is Prabhuji has shared the link, so you can go and click the link and then save the link so that you can go and see the activities which Apramaya Prabhu does in Bengal, living in the farm, living simply. So as I was telling, that I had an opportunity to go to New Talavan farm in United States here in Georgia. It's there. Very beautiful farm, a very huge land. They are producing cabbage. They're producing so many. They produce their own potatoes. They produce their own so many because this Loki squash. They produce squash a lot. Squash means in India it's called pumpkins or Lokis. All these things are called squash. So they produce lettuce. They produce green leafy vegetables. They are having very nice berries. They have blackberries. They're beautiful, very nice farm. Recently, they constructed a temple also. So I had a very great opportunity. So Prabhupada said, "This is Vrindavan," and so beautiful, so peaceful place away from the tam jam of the American life. It is so beautiful. Although in United States, the thing is, even if you are living in the farm, you can't get out of electricity. They should have electricity, as I said. So they have electricity, but if you want, you can switch it off and you can, live without electricity. But they will supply. They will see that they have lights and all this. They have minimum bearing lights and all. So they are doing it very nicely. And his grandson is our godbrother Abhimanyu Suta Prabhu, and I have they are there in Krishna life. Yes, yes, Prabhu. Continue.
He continued, There is no need, and I don't find in Bhagavatam big factories and slaughterhouses. The whole atmosphere is surcharged with sinful life. How will people be happy? Now they are coming to crimes and hippies and so many things, problems, diplomacy, CIA, and what other. So much unnecessary waste of energy, time, and money. Vicious condition. Better give up the city. Better give up the city. Make Vrindavan like this. City life is abominable. If you don't live in the city, you don't require petrol, motor car. It is no use. They may criticize that you are going to the farm in a car. So, for the time being, there is no vehicle. Otherwise, bullock cart. Where is the difficulty? Suppose you are coming 1 hour and it takes 1 day. And if you are satisfied in such life, there is no question of moving. Maybe local moving from this village to that village, that is sufficient. Bullock carts. Why motor car? Drive here and park problem. Not only park, not only park problem, there are so many things. There are 3000 parts motor car. You have to produce them big factory. In a missive further elaborating on his vision for New Vrindavan, Srila Prabhupada gave guidelines for Krishna conscious farm communities everywhere. I understand the spot is very beautiful and the hills may be renamed as New Govardhan. And if there are lakes, they can be renamed as Shamakund and Radhakund. Vrindavan does not require to be modernized because Krishna's Vrindavan is a transcendental village. They completely depend on nature's beauty and nature's protection. The community in which Krishna preferred to belong was the Vaishya community because Nanda Maharaj happened to be a Vaishya king or landholder and his main business was cow protection. It is understood that he had 900,000 cows, and Krishna and Balaram used to take charge of them along with his many cowherd boy friends. And every day in the morning, he used to go out with his friends and cows into the pasturing grounds. So, so, if you seriously want to convert this new spot as New Vrindavan, I shall advise you not to make it very much modernized. But as you are American boys, you must make it just suitable to your minimum needs. Not to make it too much luxurious, as generally Europeans and Americans are accustomed. Better to live there without modern amenities, living a natural healthy life for executing Krishna consciousness. It may be It may be an ideal village where the residents will have plain living and high thinking. For plain living, we must have sufficient land for raising crops and pasturing grounds for the cows. If there is sufficient grains and production of milk, then the whole economic problem is solved. You do not require any machines, cinemas, hotels, slaughterhouses, brothels, nightclubs, all these modern amenities. People
Yes,
in
one thing I wanted to just tell regarding this. For plain living, we must have sufficient land for raising crops and pasturing grounds for the cows. Actually, in India, previously the zamindars or the rajas or the kings, they have thousands and thousands of acres of land just for the sake of that is called gochara bhumi, that is called gochar bhumi, pasturing grounds. And when India got independence, when they have this land act, there became from that time all the lands, whatever were there, which are meant for those, which are meant for cow grazing fields or pasturing grounds, they have been like usurped or encroached by Muslims, encroached by Christians, by politicians, for their, and it became a big havoc all over India. And so much lands have been grabbed, and then where cows will go and graze their graze. They had no opportunity, and obviously slowly the cows were slaughtered, and so much of land. Actually, that is called as Poramboku. There is Poramboku Sthalam, Poramboku land, and or say it's a it's a land where nobody owns. That is actually the land is belongs to cows, so they will suffer a lot. That is another thing. But one thing is that politicians know where the land mafias everywhere, every city, big city had less land mafias and all. They used to take these lands and then sell it to Christians, sell it to Muslims, and all make money out of it. And they did havoc all over India actually. In till now it is happening. In Gujarat, at least some here and there it is saved. In Rajasthan, it is saved. And in Andhra Pradesh, here it is there. Some places it is saved, but most of them, these politicians have all, they have grabbed and sold to so many Christians building churches in South India, in Karnataka, in Kerala, and all. They have sold it to so many Muslims for building masjids and all. It's all cow grazing lands. Uh, for which they have no papers. From where they will get papers? They don't know the history of the land. It is just they have encroached upon the land, and that's why cows are being slaughtered. And they for building cinemas, they're building hotels, for building slaughterhouses, for building brothels, nightclubs. All these were used by the politicians, by so many influential people. The grazing lands, the pasturing grounds of the cows, they are being used. That's why Prabhupada is again and again writing. We don't require all these things, but these industries, cinemas, hotels, they have been built in India mostly on Porambok land, mostly on pasturing grounds, actually. So it is a very pathetic condition. Does anybody has any experience of that? And Prabhu, you can also explain, maybe Aprameya Prabhu or anybody.
Yes, yes. So this is the in the West Bengal, it's very difficult. So that's why
Mm.
I am struggling so many things. So I am trying to do in the. I actually we need more time because I have not getting so much time. So if we give lots of time in our villages so that it is possible, because we have to spread this message to the all localities, all the government officials, so that we can do. So it is very
Mm.
necessary. That's why I'm trying to pray, Lord and Gurudev, so that we can give the all the time, because this is very much necessary. So due to some shortage of
Mm.
money and all that, so and if we at this complete that whole project, so minimum I have to do the parallelly. So that's why if the people will come and together we can do, so this is possible. Yeah,
Mm.
grazing land is very much necessary in the villages. If some land will be there, then all the villagers cow can keep there. So in this way we can manage.
Mm.
But there is
Mm.
not at all.
Yeah, actually, what I said it was correct, I suppose, because what I said, because Indira Gandhi had this Land Act in immediately after independence, maybe 55, I think it's 40, 48 or 50, there was, or 55, I think, Land Act was passed, and from there, all these problems came into picture, as I remember it. Uh,
Yes, yes,
And most of the lands were grabbed by the Muslims, and they build masjids, and so much havoc has been done as far as land and cows are concerned. They have broken the especially Nehru and the Congress, and of course it's not that we are favoring BJP, but the point is
yes,
that this whole thing, the politicians, Nehru government, the Rajiv Gandhi government, the government, they have, so, systematically broken the backbone of our India, which is the land and cows, actually. And so
yes,
that's why now the so-called people, they don't have anything but to go to the schools and colleges, get some degree, and take that degree and I mean, dhakke khane padte hain. Go to these companies and get job and get money and purchase the
yes, yes,
grain. But they are not being trained because they don't want to train them in giving land and giving them, help them. If at all they are so much liberal for unemployment, then give them land, give them 1 acre land, give them at least something so that they can produce themselves. You don't want to give them land. You give them laptop, you give them all sorts of nonsense electronics, and then make them physically brainless people. They can't work on the field. They can't lift anything. And the youngsters nowadays, they can't do any job. They can't bend their back. They can't eat. They can't sleep. There's so many having psychophysical problems. Can you imagine? It's all एक से साथ एक जुड़ा हुआ है. It's all linked up, actually, in one
yes, bro.
sense.
It is not because of Muslim. It is because of so-called Hindus. Because Hindu
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
know
yeah.
anything. So that's why need
Yes.
a preaching very massively. It is very much necessary.
Mm.
Because even I cannot understand to my families. I cannot
Ah,
understand to my those who are so-called devotees also, because they
ah,
doesn't understand. Because see,
mm,
I am everybody is looking for job. Why? Because they are earning
mm,
money. That money, what they
mm.
do, they will
They will
they will
purchase
buy,
home.
they
They
will
will purchase
purchase the
car,
everything,
the
these
house.
things.
This is what.
Yeah, but they cannot understand. If we have a something land, if I know the agriculture, if I know growing how to grow, then I can get very easily. Lots of time will get lots of time. We can read the Prabhupada's book, we can do chanting, we can do devotional service, so many way. But
Mm,
we are wasting our energy and time for earning money,
mm,
money, money.
mm. Actually, this is not being taught even by the leaders of ISKCON. You leave about individual devotees, even the leaders, they discourage. I have seen so many devotees. They discourage the devotees from going to their villages. Okay, leave about going to the farms. it is a very big step. Okay, I can understand. But they don't encourage them to go to their city, go to their village and live peacefully. They don't want that. I have systematically seen they don't want leaders. Sorry to say like this, leaders, they don't want, because I don't know what they are thinking that we don't get donations, or this happens, what will happen? But they don't encourage even their own counselees or devotees resident who are under them to live with. Even the brahmacharis, even the people, they don't know how, they don't want to get into this growing their own food. Array, why they want to every time money, and then that is purchased, you purchased with that bill or note some rice, some vegetables. Instead of that, you have something. Here in Los Angeles, in United States, there are at least 2-3 people are there. They are famous on YouTube, who grow their own food in their own, in the backyard, in the garden, in the terrace of their house. They don't work outside. They don't do anything. In the midst of Los Angeles, there is a one guy, is a couple are there who just produce their own garden. They just bow their, anything, okra or anything. They just sow the seed and they get okra, everything they are producing. They are producing so many leafy vegetables in United States, in Los Angeles, in the midst of city. They don't encourage them. Actually, from childhood, we are not being encouraged to bow the seed and then grow that food and then grow that and offer that. As Maharaj said in one particular lecture, in so many lectures, I think, in United States, Maharaj came in 2024 or 25, I think. And again and again, Maharaj was banging. There was one, I don't want to say what kind of ashram is that, one devotee wrote Prabhupada's offering. And he mentions that we are very happy, Prabhupada, you gave us opportunity to purchase, go to the stores, go to the Walmart and get our vegetables, purchase our vegetables, very nice vegetables, fruits and all, and offer to Krishna, cut for Krishna, and then offer an honor. But Maharaj took a point by saying that he read his offering, but he doesn't have any idea that we can bow the seed and get vegetables. He cannot get that idea. I don't want to say, he's a sannyasi. He said like that, Maharaj. And I read that. And it is for sure, people don't understand that we can bow the seed. People don't know where from dal kahan se aata, unka ped dekha nahi hai. They don't, many of the devotees, they don't know how the dal tree, the plant looks like. They don't know how the cotton plant looks like. They don't know how these vegetables and all, how the plant looks like. They don't have any idea. सरसों का plant मालूम नहीं है लोगों को.
Yes,
How the
yes.
mustard seed plant, how people, we don't know how the till plant, they don't know anything. I'm very sorry. Nowadays, devotees, they are after this. The bhajan clubbing, learning all sorts of mridanga, karta, and then harmonium, and go to temples, dance, and they have the matka. This is what is the nowadays youth are doing. They're not understanding that how we are going to eat in future. Who is going to produce all these things? Array, open your eyes. You don't open your eyes. It is so like, so rampage, or even in ISKCON. What to speak of outside? And I'm sorry to say like this, devotees, we get grain, we get seeds. I'm thinking how to plant them. Of course, I'm not doing it. I'm a brahmachari staying in the temple, but I'm saying I'm trying to speak. But there are so many, you are doing it. You know what is the problems, what is how to do that.
Yes, that in the villages, those who are doing the agriculture, so their next generation, they are not encouraging. Is you forget
Yes.
about the devotees, you just those who are doing agriculture. So they are encouraging to their children to go to the other state and go to the hotel and all that. You do this type of work. So this is very
Yeah, you
unfortunate.
go and study engineering, you go become
Yeah,
a doctor, you
yeah,
go become software, go to America, you earn a
yes,
lot of money. They see their own fellow going to America, a lot of Bengalis, a lot of Gujaratis, a lot of Telugu people, they go to America, earn money,
yeah,
and I can see so many in Andhra Pradesh, each and every house, everybody, one fellow will be there in United States. in Andhra Pradesh. One fellow will be there in United States, and they have a big house. Nobody will be there in the house. Just two people. The old people, old couple, they are staying and going to die. Some other day they will come. They will do their antekriya, and then these fellows will go to United States, live there. So this is what everywhere they are trying to do. Go to the city and then just leave the villages. And then future, what will happen? The Christians and Muslims, they will come and build. They will occupy the villages and make it a big thing out of there. Then we are living thousands and thousands of years old temples. They are being ragged. They are being no Brahmana is there. Nobody will wants to go to that temples. In the villages, these temples are there. And this is what is happening all over. And ISKCON has to preach about that. But ISKCON devotees, they're not preaching. Live in the village. Don't leave the village. Live in your own place. Don't go there anywhere. But we are not preaching that. We are saying you earn money, go to IIT, get your degree, preach there. This is what is happening, leaders. They're telling in the reels, all these things. They never tell, sow the seed in your village, get the crop, get your vegetable, offer it to Krishna. That is what is Krishna consciousness. Even Vishwanath Chakra Thakur writes in his commentary in Anath Bhavanti Bhutan that sowing the seed and then growing for Krishna, that is what is Krishna consciousness. But people don't read. Okay. Hare Krishna. So much. Yes, Prabhu. Saurabh, can you please read? Continue for a few minutes. Oh, Karthike read now? Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji, from people in the spell से read करना है.
Yes, Prabhu. Saurabh, can you please read that?
Yes. People in the spell of Maya are trying to squeeze out gross pleasure from the senses, which is not possible to derive to our heart's content. Therefore, we are confused and baffled in our attempt to eschew eternal pleasure from gross matter. Actually, joyful life is on the spiritual platform. Therefore, we should try to save our valuable time from material activities and engage them for Krishna consciousness. But at the same time, because we have to keep our body and soul together to execute our mission, we must have sufficient, not extravagant, food to eat, and that will be supplied by grains, fruits, and milk. So, if you can develop this place to that ideal life, and if the residents become ideal Krishna conscious men, I think that not only many philosophically minded people will be attracted, but they will be benefited also. We should simply accept the bare necessities of our material part of life and try to save time for spiritual advancement. This should be the motto of New Vrindavan. I do not know if these ideals can be given practical shape, but I think that people may be happy in any place with land and cow without endeavoring for so-called amenities of modern life, which simply increase anxieties for maintenance and proper equipment. The less we are anxious for maintaining our body and soul together, the more we become favorable for advancing in Krishna consciousness. Envisioning hundreds of such farms in America, Srila Prabhupada stressed farm, 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 wanting to make Vrindavan replicas everywhere at any cost.
Yeah, Prabhupada wanted farm, wanting to make Vrindavan replicates. But now present Vrindavan is more cosmopolitan than any Delhi or urban city. It has become like that. Everywhere there are skyscraper buildings. Everywhere there are apartments. Everywhere there is high roads. Everywhere there is honking like anything. You forget. When I came first time in 2007 or 8, it is not Vrindavan. It is now. It has changed. People don't want to stay in Vrindavan nowadays. They want to go outside. They want to stay in Chettigara or somewhere this side. I forgot the name. like the Ritwik temple side, or that they or this side, they don't want to, or Raval or Govardhan side, they don't want to stay in Vrindavan. It is kach 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 kach. It is like thickly. You think that, arey kahan aa gaya main, what from there? You think at one point of time, what is this happening here? What's going on? I don't know. I was confused last time when I went. So much of honking. So much of traffic jam, hours and hours of traffic jam beside our Ramanriti temple. Can you imagine? These are all devotees. These are all want to come to Vrindavan, but Prabhupada wanted farm, but replica. How is that possible? Hare Krishna.
How they were happy, the inhabitants of Vrindavan living with Krishna and the cows. That I want to introduce. At any cost, do it, and don't bother about big buildings. It is not required. Useless waste of time. Produce. Make the whole field green. See the whole economic question solved. Then you eat sumptuously. The animal is happy. Even if the animal does not give milk, let them eat and pass to luxury. That is welcome. After eating, they will pass too. So that is beneficial. Not that simply milk is beneficial. Simply milk is beneficial. Even the stool is beneficial. Therefore, I am asking so much. Farm, farm, farm. That is not my program. Krishna's program. Annad Bhavanti Bhutani. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 14. Produce greenness everywhere. Vrindavan. Krishna conscious farms are meant for living as Krishna did in Vrindavan. This Krishna consciousness movement is trying to revive the original constitutional posi- posi- sorry, constitutional position. One of them is village organ organization, as you are trying here. Krishna, in his natural life, is a village boy in Vrindavan. Vrindavan is a village. There is no factory, there is no motor car, there is no big skyscraper buildings. It is village that Krishna likes. In the Shastra, it is said, Vrindavanam parityaje padam ekam nagachati. Krishna is so fond of that Vrindavan village life with his cowherd boys and cowherd girls, gopis, Mother Yashoda, Father Nanda, and Upananda, uncles and big family, the cows and the calf, the trees, the Yamuna river. He is satisfied in that life. So at least those who are Krishna conscious should be satisfied with simple life in the village. That is a part of Krishna consciousness. Vrindavan life should be replicated and showcased to the world. Go on acquiring the surrounding lands, and in this way we will establish a local self-governing village and show all the world with a practical example of spiritual life as Krishna himself exhibited in Vrindavan. Agriculture and protecting the cow. This is the main business of the residents of Vrindavan, and above all, simply loving Krishna. The cows, the trees, the cowherd man, and and gopis, their chief engagement was loving Krishna. And in New Vrindavan, we want to create this atmosphere and thereby show the whole world how practical and sublime our movement is. Krishna conscious farms are meant for preaching by example to demonstrate the principle of simple living and high thinking and especially cow protection.
One
At
second, Prabhu. 1 second. I want to just. Oh, it's a long thing. Um, Padamekam Nagachati. Okay, we'll read from here tomorrow. It's already 10 o'clock. So we'll stop here. And Aprameya Prabhu devotees, he has shared his number. So if anybody wants to contact, so please, you can contact. Prabhuji has given, please contact by WhatsApp number. So Prabhuji has given the number. So you can contact, anybody can contact him. So, okay. So, Prabhuji, Aprame Prabhu, please join our sessions if it is possible. Some other day, every day, if it is possible. But if it is not, then any day you can please. You're welcome, and you can share your realizations here, so that devotees will get inspired from your grace. Thank you very much. So we will stop here. If anybody wants to say something, they can say. Or else we will stop here and meet tomorrow. If anybody wants to say something or ask something, or
Prabhuji, as per the book, in which page are we?
as per the book, I don't know. I am in United States and
But
I don't have the book.
okay, Prabhuji, but we are in the first only, right?
You are in the volume 2. That I can tell very clearly. It is in volume 2. You do one thing. Volume 2, you search for this section. I'll tell you. This Varnashrama revolution and pragmatism. This particular section you search. It is there in the contents, as I know. And there, 2-3 pages before, we are reading at Bhaktivedanta manner. That particular. Can you search? You have the book?
Actually, for first part I have. I will take it up. 1 minute.
To the second part. Does anybody have book? Does anybody has the volume 2 now, presently, immediately? Karthikeya left. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji, I have.
1 minute, what is it? I'm just searching it.
Yes, Prabhu. Which page number?
No, I'm just searching.
Yes, Prabhuji, I will check. I'm just checking
What
it.
you said?
You check for the section called Varnashrama Revolution and Pragmatism, and before that there is 2-3 pages. If you move there, we are at. I think it is part 5 or 6.
Yeah,
Part
176 page. Varnashrama Revolution and Pragmatism. 176.
That means 2-3 pages before, you just check at the place where at Bhaktivedanta manner is there. That is the particular page where we are now presently.
$176, okay. Bhaktivedanta, yeah, it's 175.
Yes,
175,
175.
Okay, actually, we can read or anything. What do you think? No, some devotees left. Okay, Prabhuji also left. Okay, we will read it tomorrow. No problem. We have Okay, Prabhu. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sandebhyevacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। जगतगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जनक भक्ति विकास स्वामी महाराज की जय। And the mood and mission of Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Oh, Dhanavad Pranam.
Okay.